Hello guys, I'm going to discuss about the basic Python MCQ question. Here, select the correct option to create an empty dictionary. They give 4 options. Among these 4, which one is correct to create an empty dictionary here? You can see from the option A, here sample the dictionary is always represented by using the curly brackets and the dict is mutable, and next thing about the dictionary, it contains both the key and values. So you can see here, you can short the answer by using this bracket. So this bracket is not applicable, this is not a representation of dictionary, and this is not also not applicable, this is also not a representation of dictionary. So you can see here, you may confuse between these two options A and C. So sample dict equal to one curly bracket. This is the right way to create an empty dictionary here. After that, sample dict equal to, after the equal to, you should represent only with curly bracket. We should not include this dict keyword. Okay, so A is the correct option here. Here you can see here we have to find the output of the following code. So sample dict equal to, I create a dictionary. For this dictionary I have a key and values. These are the first, second and third. These are the key and these are the values here. So you can see here, now I have to print this dictionary. This dictionary can be represented by using the curly bracket. So this I print a whole dictionary here, sample dict. I want to print this whole dict here. Here for key first, the corresponding value is 1. For the key, the corresponding value is 2. For the key third, the corresponding value is 3, and it can be represented by using the curly bracket. So B is the correct option. In A option, you can see here the list is included there, and here there also a list is included there. So here the B is the correct option. Here you can see we have to select the correct option that empty the following dictionary. We already discussed this, which method is used to empty the set and which method is completely delete the set. We know the keyword clear is used to clear this dictionary here, and this delete keyword it completely delete the whole dictionary. So you can see here, delete student, this is not applicable, it will completely delete the dictionary. This delete keyword is also not applicable. You can see the student dot clear. For I created a dictionary and name a dictionary as student. So I want to empty this dictionary. For empty the dictionary, I use a keyword called clear. So student dot clear. This option is correct one. We cannot mention the clear keyword only. We have to mention the in which name we are created the dictionary dot clear method. Okay, so C is the correct option here. Next, we have to find the output for this code. You can see I created one dictionary. Inside the dictionary, I assign the key and values. For John key, the corresponding value is 40. For Peter key, the corresponding value is 45. Now I want to print this key John. In my output, the corresponding value will be printed. For this John key, the corresponding value is 40. So here my corresponding value will printed in my output. So A is the correct option here. Next thing you can see, suppose D equal to John 40 and Peter 45. To delete the entry for John, which command should be used? Now we have to delete this John. Okay. So for that, which command you have to use here? You can see D dot delete John. This is not applicable. So we here we have to delete the key value John only. So here both the key and values are represented here. So this is not possible. And you can see D dot delete John. This is also not a way to represent the delete keyword. So you can see delete, use a keyword in first delete, and in which name you created the dictionary, next thing D, and which keyword you want to delete John. So this is the correct way to delete the dictionary, and it can be represented by the square bracket. Okay, next you can see here delete D John 40. This also not applicable. So the correct option is C. first you have to enter the keyword, and next thing in which name you have to create the dictionary, inside the dictionary, and which key you like to delete, that can be represented by using the square bracket. Okay, hey, you can see here the same this clear one dictionary. Inside the dictionary I insert the key and values. For I want to clear this dictionary, if you insert a method clear, we get an empty dictionary. This is the representation of dictionary. So in output you can display the empty dictionary on curly bracket. So here the correct option is C. This is not a, this bracket is not a correct way to represent the dictionary. This bracket, this round bracket is used to represent the tuple. And next you can see here, find the output of the following code. I created a dictionary, and inside the dictionary I insert the key and values. Here ABC, the corresponding value is 5. For def, the corresponding value is 6. For GHI, the corresponding value is 7. Now I want to access the item in my dictionary by using the index number. One thing you can see, you can notice that we already discussed in the dictionary, we cannot access the element by using the index value. We can access the dictionary element by using the key. Okay, for example, you can print D of ABC. You can by using the key you can access the element in dictionary. So we cannot use the index to iterate the element in the dictionary. In output it shows an error here. You can see which of the following could be a valid dictionary key. I already said in dictionary it contains the key and values. For you can see this is the representation of a complex data type. So this is not applicable. And foo, inside the dictionary the key and values are represented by, the key is represented by the single quotation and the values is represented by any integer number. So this is not also a passable. This is this is also a wrong one. So here the correct valid dictionary keys are this, inside the bracket foo and bar. So here the correct option is A only. You can move to the previous example. You can see this is key and this is value. This key is represented by using the single quotations or double quotations. So here the correct option is I only. Next thing you can see, I create one dictionary. Here foo for 100 and bar for 200 and bash for 300. Which method call will delete the entry whose value is 200? Now I want to delete this particular value. In previous example we discussed that we have to delete a particular key. So for that we use the we have to delete the key. We use the keyword called delete. Here we have to delete the values. So for that you use the keyword called pop. Okay, you can see I want to delete this 200. So what is my dictionary? This pop is the correct one to pop the values. Okay, so for that this is not a correct option. I create a dictionary and name is as D. So D dot pop of bar. If you pop the corresponding keywords, thus corresponding keyword will delete the corresponding value. So B is the correct option. We cannot insert the key values here. D dot pop 200. This is a wrong option. If you want to delete, if you like to delete this value 200, for this you can give D dot pop the corresponding key values bar. If you insert here the corresponding key, it will delete the corresponding values for the bar. Okay, so B is the correct option here. Next you can see we have to find the output of the following code. I assign x is equal to 0 and a equal to 5 and b equal to 5, and I have to check the condition. If a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, this condition will execute here. And next thing you can see here, my a is 5 is greater than 0, this condition will satisfy. And next b is 5 is okay, next this you can see 5 is less than 0, so this condition will not satisfy. So my already the if condition is move on to this elif condition. Now we can check this 5 is greater than 5. So is this also not possible? 5 is greater than or equal to 5 here. So this can be move on to this, automatically move on to this else condition, and print x is equal to, my x value is 0 and my plus 3. So x is equal to 3. This 3 will stored in this x. For next thing, I want to print the x value here. So my correct option is 3. It prints the x value as 3. For this, why we are using this if, this is called a nested if. You can see one if statement, inside the if statement another if statement is present. Okay, this is called as a nested if statement. Okay, if this if condition fails, it move on to the elif condition. The elif condition also fails, it move on to the else condition and print the corresponding values. Next thing you can see, we have to find the output for this following code. Number equal to 10 and 20, items equal to chair and table, and for x in number, for y in items, we have to print this x and y. For x it take the number, for y it take the items. So you can see in one for loop, inside the for loop another for loop is present. This is called the nested for loop. For this type, you can see this inner for loop. This inner for loop will execute one time. This outer for loop will execute every time for every iteration. For every iteration. Okay, you can see here this inner for loop will execute one times. This outer for loop will execute every time for each iteration. So you can see I have to print this x and y. So this inner for loop will execute one time, sir. 10 for chair and 10 for table. And next thing is this inner for loop is x. X represents the number. So this inner for loop will execute one times, 20 for chair and 20 for table. This outer for loop is items. This items will execute every time for each iteration. This is the concept for the nested for loop. So here the correct option is A. Following is not used as the loop in Python. We use the for loop in Python. We use the while loop in Python. We cannot use this do while loop in Python. So here the correct option is C. Okay, we use the for loop and while loop, and we can use the if condition, elif condition, else condition. We cannot use the do while loop in Python. Next thing you can see, which one of the following is a valid Python if statement. We can represent in a Python for while, if, for all the thing in the end of this for, if, while, we use the colon. If, for, we use the colon. Okay, so in C we cannot use any colon or a semicolon in for a while loop, if for loop, while loop, or if condition. In Python we use the colon for a while loop, for loop, and if condition. So here the correct option is A. So we cannot represent the if condition or while loop or for loop without the semicolon. So these three are wrong one. So here the correct option is A, one only.